It's blasting time. Hello, everybody. It's Blastin, Stashin, episode 254. Look at, I think you should be spectacular grumpy grandpa. I think up there.
I am very grumpy today.
You're grumpy. You look awful grumpy. So,
I am grumpy.
hey, that's a new intro I've been working on. So I got a little more work to do on it. It's still kind of clumsy and clunky, but I got some other stuff that I've been working on. I'm going to be excited to show you guys tonight. Some intro into certain things like that. It's going to be pretty fun. But let's jump into it. Of course, the first time watching the show is what we do is we pick up the comic books that come out Comic Book Wednesday. We blast the books we hate. We stash the books we like. But before the comics, let's talk about where's my other stuff. There's my stuff there. You can go over to Teespring and get some cool T-shirts. Check out them cool T-shirts, man. You've been the Pocan Joe, the Thunderlust, and the good old Pornhub Blasted or Stash It T-shirt right there. And of course, I like Batman and beer. Pocan Joe. That's one of lovely Pocan Joe's quotes on here.
I have some of the most famous catchphrases on this channel.
Yeah, there's been an awful lot of fun catchphrases over the years for sure. Oh, Mars is in here. Hello, Huey. Hello, Mike. Hello, Joe. Hello. Miss So hugs Mike. Evening also. Miss So's giving you a hug because she sees you're grumpy. Mr. Grumpy Pants up there.
I appreciate that.
And you got Austin LeMay in here as well. Jumping in there. Mr. 100. I don't know what his sub count is up to now, but last time I knew it was 125.
Nice.
He's also the variant cover artist for Delta Dogs, which is a special cover dedicated to our channel here, which is awesome. I can't wait to be able to let everybody know so they can go order that special. We know it's going to be on issue number 1, right?
No, it's where we change it to issue 11, where you get a first appearance and something very significant happening in there. So we're going to relaunch that, and they love the cover so much that they're allowing Blaster Stash It to do an advertising page in it.
Oh, nice.
So
awesome.
We're going to have our very own advertisement inside of a comic book. So awesome.
Nice. We got Paul Rogers in here.
There went the party.
With Paul Rogers? I think Paul Rogers is Steve Rogers' cousin.
No, Paul Rogers.
What up, Huey, Joey, and Michael? Is that what you're talking about? Big old double S? Big old double S. So we got White Shadow in here as well. Chip. Man, chat's kind of blowing up. They're kind of talking back and forth. We got Joey. Where's the oatmeal hat you had? I don't know what he's talking about, the oatmeal hat.
He's talking about my tricorder.
Oh, the one we picked up at Colonial Williamsburg when we were there. I got Brian LCS in here. Says Stashin. I don't know.
Stashin. So remember from Bill and Ted's, all the future people, they were like, Stashin.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So guy named, another YouTuber named TM Nerdy's kind of started that. A lot of people have been picking it up in the chats.
Oh, gotcha. Stashin. Okay. Perfect. So thanks, everybody, for jumping in here. 11 people in here. Make sure, though, you give us a good old thumbs up and the like and ring the little belly bell and subscribe. What's that, Mike? Mike froze.
The internet is shitty tonight.
It is. I think it is. Is mine coming through clear, though?
You're good.
I'm good. Okay, but before we jump in the comments, let's talk about what else we've been consuming media-wise, all that fun stuff. Today is October 1st, so I'm dedicated this month to watch a Halloween-themed movie or a scary movie every day until Halloween. And so today when I got home from work, I had to watch the original Elvira Mistress of the Dark movie. Oh my God. Cheesy movie. I mean, when my 12-year-old me loved it. I mean, that's, whew, man. Pubescent Huey was all over that Elvira Mistress of the Dark. Hopefully, Mighty LJ is not watching right now. We're getting in trouble.
We're just saying, Mama had the jiggles.
I actually just bought her autobiography. She just got released, 2 weeks ago? And I've been listening to that as well on my way back and forth to work. Figured Halloween time, Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, let's bring it on. So listen to that.
Fair enough.
And watching Game of Thrones. Almost done with season 6, I believe. So that's me, Joe or Mike. What have you been doing up there besides being grumpy? Mike?
Did he not hear the question? Was it a trick question?
I guess he didn't hear the question. Mike's not listening. Let's go to Joe. What do you got, Joe? What else you been doing?
What?
So
I can't understand. I'm hopping out.
how about
hop back in?
Yeah, come back in.
What else you been doing, Joe?
So let's see here. Got caught up on Doom Patrol, new episode of that drop. Oh, right, super great. Stargirl, probably my show this week. Holy crap! Like, you want to you want to address topical issues, but you don't want to come off weird. I thought Stargirl did a great job with that, kind of dealing with some racism and things like that. And I was like, oh, it looks like it's getting to that thing where, and then no, they didn't. Like they stood up and made something of herself, right? And I thought that was great. I thought that was beautifully handled and done. And then we had a kid, making poor decisions, being manipulated, and ended up beating the crap out of his surrogate dad. That was heart touching because that kid is screwed. What else did I get caught up on? Doom Patrol, Stargirl, and What If? Oh my God. Ultron. I loved him in the movie, and him battling the Watcher throughout space and time and crashing through shit. And it was awesome. And I always loved the way Ultron talks, like his demeanor when he speaks, right? And the dialect he uses. I was like, oh, it's him. It's that guy. And it's really good. And I super enjoyed it. Also, I watched Venom 2. And holy crap, if you are an MCU fan, you need to hang out for the mid credits there. It's going to connect everything. It is the jumping off point for a lot of things coming up. And you definitely want to get a little snippet of that because, whoa, you're going to love it. So no spoiler reviews. But all in all, I sincerely enjoyed the movie. I thought it was legit. And like I was getting, because there's so many references and Easter eggs to all you comic book fans out there. Like this movie is geared towards you. So yeah, good stuff.
White Shadow is having issues with the Teespring link. I know that Miss So is having some issues too. Maybe I'll have to put it back in the chat here too. Maybe. Whoa.
Well, Mikey's about to tell us everything that he watched. Why don't you drop it in there for everybody? Appreciate you buying a T-shirt. I know I don't wear T-shirts, and that makes me a hypocrite.
I will look at the Teespring. Mike, can you hear us? Are you back in there?
Barely.
What did you watch this week? What did you watch?
When?
This week.
Oh my goodness, he's out of it.
Nothing. I was hanging out with you fuckers.
You didn't watch anything else after I left?
A couple episodes of Titans. I did get the ex-wife box from Comics Elite. You want to see what's in there?
Oh my goodness. That should be the link there. That's probably a big box, isn't it?
Actually, no. They promised $150 value for $25 because the books were damaged.
Oh, really? Double said no. Said Boss Man Huey as his handle is because Huey was the boss when he took Mike to Pound Town and Huey Palooza. Nope, that did not happen. No going to Pound Town.
My Pound Town is reserved for you.
I'm going to go watch Venom tomorrow night. I got tickets to see it when I get off work. So I've heard mixed reviews about it. I heard that saying, hey, if you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like the second one. I don't know.
Fair. That's fair. If you didn't like the first one, if you hated the first one, also if you don't like a lot of, I don't know, comedy inside of your movie, like there's a lot of comedy. And there was a whole thing where they tried to bring out and it's so topical, it's ridiculous, where they kind of did this gay thing, but he was being metaphorical and funny at the same time, not realizing where he was situationally. So I didn't really see that as everybody's talking about. I don't want to spoil it. I already got like reamed out in a chat over this, so I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, so it's like me wearing my Ranger Stranger shirt with a rainbow trout kind of thing, like very kind
And
of
not
like
realize,
not realizing where I was and what I was portraying there. Yeah, I got it. There we go.
Like knowingly wear a brony shirt.
Yeah, hey, dude. I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality that it doesn't bother me. I can wear it.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother
How
me.
come you didn't take me to
mentioned two
Pound Town?
shirts. I'm kind of thinking that way about your.
Because I don't roll that way. Just because. Don't roll that way, Mikey. Okay, let's jump into the books. Hey, are you saying it's false advertising?
That's fair. But that's a fair statement.
He's just shaking his head now. He's disappointed. He's disappointed. Let's talk about some books, though. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about. I played a little clip at the beginning of the show. It doesn't want to play very well here for some reason, but let me see if I can get it to play. This is what it'd probably get us a copyright strike too if I play it. If anybody knows what that song's from, that's from Alfred Hitchcock TV show, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I was at 60s, 70s, even in the 80s. I remember watching it as a kid and being freaked out by so many episodes of that. So, but this book here definitely reminded me of an Alfred Hitchcock kind of TV show. And that's 10 Years to Death by Aftershock Comics. I don't know if anybody else picked up this one this week. Mike, do you pick up 10 Years to Death?
No.
Okay. So this is one of those oversized books. And what it is, it's a prison back in like the 80s. This one guy, he's talking to his nephew. For some reason, he's a prison guard. He gets off work. He's confiding his nephew because his parents are both at work. And so he's talking about this new prison guard in there, how he's just like so scary to everybody. Like there's this one prison inmate that was like the total bully. He would beat the crap out of anybody. But as soon as this new prison guard came in, he was absolutely shitly scared of this prison guard. And like, he wouldn't talk about why he was scared or nothing like that. They couldn't find out any information on it. As far as they knew that the prison guard came from a different prison. He had a complete background and everything. But then all of a sudden one night, that bully that was the inmate ended up getting shot in the head and killed in his cell. So they go to that prison guard to try to figure out if that was him that did it, because he'd constantly been kind of like pestering this inmate. And to come to find out that guy had died 10 years ago from that bully in the same manner, like we was shot in the same place. So it was like his ghost coming back into prison to torment this inmate and to kill him exactly 10 years later in the same manner that he was murdered in. So, very, kind of interesting. Like I said, Alfred Hitchcock kind of story. One shot, one and done, but you're paying $7-8 for this. I don't know. That's the hard part about it. It's like, it's a cool story, but it's hard to put that price point on there, So,
Fair.
Oh, it's a stash. I liked it, but not worth the $7 for sure. That's my first book. Joe, what do you got?
I want to talk. I'm going to go ahead and blast something right up off of that. Gun Honey. Like, there was a lot of hype for this book. A lot of people were like, hey, Gun Bunny's coming out. It's going to be awesome. Nothing to do with the covers, I'm sure. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So I read this and I have some questions, right? What does this girl do? Is she like a professional gun hider? Is she a gun runner, gun dealer? Is she super duper spy girl that can break in and out of buildings? I don't know. Because the whole entire book was nothing more than self-adulation. Even the insults were complimenting this particular girl in here, where some lady, it looks like Hillary Clinton, is like arresting her and, giving it to her, in the interrogation room, but is super like aggressive about it, but complimenting her the whole time. I hate this. This is some Mary Sue bullshit here. It's such a blast because the character, you cannot relate to the character in any way. You can't phantom the character in any way. The only way you're going to know what this lady actually does that makes her so super duper special is at some point they got to tell us. Right? It's nothing but assumptions at this point because it's so wide and so huge. Don't get me wrong. She's sexy, super smart, can beat up big guys, like everything across the board. And I'm like, okay, so what's this character's flaws? What's the problem with them? Blah, blah, blah. You don't get any of that because there are none. And that's what makes this a garbage book. And I am blasting it.
Mike, do you pick up blah, 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 blah. You pick up Gun Honey?
I did. I thought
What'd
it was
you think
pretty
of
good.
Gun Honey?
I thought it was pretty good. I usually don't like these hard case crime books, but here, instead of focusing on the spy or the assassin, like those, whatever she does, she stashes the gun or whatever for the assassin. So I thought that was a little different. I probably won't pick up issue number 2, unless there's another great cover like this Adam Hughes stuff that you showed off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. Like, unless it's an Adam Hughes cover, I'm passing on it. One, I mean, like, if she's supposed to be this person that's kind of invisible, right? You know, that's what we think of most spies. You want her to be invisible, nothing memorable about them, right? Because they need to blend in. They can't have any features that stand out. She's got 2 big features that stand out. So it's like there's no way that you're gonna do that. Yeah, Mike.
I took it as like she's so attractive, she gets into places others can't. Like when right at the beginning they pull her off the beach onto the yacht.
Right. Yeah, she's super sexy. So yeah, the guy's like, yeah, I want her. So my question was, why didn't she just kill the guy? Why did they have to stash the gun for some drunk dude? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. Like, why is that happening?
But yeah, it's a blast.
What's going on this cover right here?
What do you mean? It looks like she has a harpoon or something in the dude's mouth. I don't know what the hell that is. I was trying to figure that out for a while.
In the chat, let me know what's going on with whatever this is right here.
Yeah, let us know what you thought of the book if you read it.
Miss So said, might grab Gun Honey if they do a mini trade eventually. Now, this is not the first volume of Gun Honey either. I've seen this out before, unless this is like second print or something.
I've never heard of it. It's new to me.
I don't know. Double S says he regrets picking up Gun Honey. Great eye candy, but not a good read for me. It's a blast.
I got some eye candy for Double S.
Uh-oh. What do you got for Double S?
Wait. Hold on. He's got a meat and potatoes segment. Don't make him do it now. Don't make him
okay, I won't do it now. But we're back to Mike. Unless you want to do meat and potato on this cover or something. Is it a book that came out this week?
No, but
okay. We'll just not give him meat and potatoes yet. Got to tease him a little.
Yeah, got to tease him. Got to give him the appetizer.
I think we want to get this one over with.
Oh, okay. Hit it.
Oh, so hold on a sec. Let me get your segment up then, since we're doing it so early. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared.
I can't hear you guys.
You can't hear? Oh my goodness.
Ooh la la.
What do you got for your meat and potato pick, Mike?
This book actually came in that ex-wife box, and this one's for Double S right here. Bam!
This is hot dog and tater tots.
Hot dog and tater tots.
Look, guy's holding that sword too. That's very sexual.
Guy?
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's hitting
It's all for Double S.
You can get Schwarzenegger to sign that right on the sword.
Soak it in, Pound Town. Soak it in.
Miss So says, I recommend any comics based on Bond instead. Better Weapon, Eye Candy, and Spy Stories. We got Double S is laughing out loud. And we got Hoarder's Hiding here too, saying, hey guys.
Hoarder's Hiding. What's going on, buddy?
Get to the chopper. That's what Brian says at LCS. But what do you got for a book this week, Mike?
I don't have any meat and potatoes. Well, I got the Adam Hughes Black Canary, if that counts.
Oh, I got that one too. Yeah.
Enough.
You want to talk about that book? That Deathstroke #1?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's talk about anyone pick up Unborn #1?
I tried to get it. I wasn't able to get it.
All right, so this is about a team of kind of like space miners on a planet. They don't name the planet. They might name the planet, but nobody cares.
Question. Are they like miners as an under 18, or are they miners as in they mine for stuff?
I hate you, Huey.
Okay.
They're trying to gather resources for Earth, fossil fuels and shit. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Well, they end up digging a little too far, and they crack open the surface of the planet, and all these little scorpion aliens start pouring out. All the miners actually have weapons training. They all got their specialized weapon: an axe, a sword, a big ass hammer. It's actually like pretty cool. It's like the Power Rangers almost. One of them's pregnant. The baby daddy gets stung by one of these scorpions and dies. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Surprised me. The colors are not so good. Let me show you. This is pretty much the colors in it. Just pretty bland. I would have liked more colors. Here's another page. But all in all, it's good. Oh, sorry. Hi. Here.
A lot of that pink background is a solid
Pink
color.
And grays and just
yeah.
But yeah, I had fun with it. It reminded me of Alien, Power Rangers. So pick it up. And fuck you, Double S. I masturbate to better looking men than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And we have Mike's coming out.
Well, that already happened. You were here.
Okay, let's talk about that other.
There was no denial.
Okay. We talked about gun honey, but let's talk about another book that has a little honey in it. We're talking about Deathstroke #1. I picked up that Adam Hughes cover as well, that Black Canary. That's something a pretty good cover. Definitely better than that. I think that Gun Honey cover. I like this one better. It looks a little cleaner, a little crisper than that Gun Honey one.
And there's fishnets.
And there's fishnets, yeah. So that feeds all sorts of fetishes there, yeah. So in this book, we have Deathstroke and Black Canary kind of working together. They're going in to this hive. They think it was a training facility for, it's a town disguised as a training facility to send them out later. But we find out like it's the queen bee or mother queen, which I never had seen that character at all. I guess she's been around for quite some time in DC Comics.
Yeah,
maybe different iteration. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever seen her at all or anything. But so Deathstroke has some of Batman's tech, but he crashed through the thing. He's like, I'm gonna do it my way, and he crash into the town versus Black Canary is kind of like in hiding, kind of trying to be sneaky about trying to figure stuff out. Deathstroke, I'm not taking this approach. I'm going to go busting in and with my Gatling gun and start blowing people away. And we find out that little people are like they're shells for these little nanobot bees that are coming out once you start shooting at people. And you end up getting to the queen bee's hive and taking her down as well. It's kind of some creepy things in there too with their family around the table, just kind of looking around. That was kind of creepy there. But
the bees are eating the organs and
they're gestating
organs of the
inside
people.
their host.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, then we get like this. Black Canary and Deathstroke teaming up for their own reasons. Going into it, they both had different reasons why they're working for this. This not the hive, but it's for the remember the name of the group, Joe?
Hive.
It is the Hive.
The
I
Hive's
thought they
the
were-
bad guys.
Yeah.
Trust is the good
Trust.
guy.
Okay, they're both working for Trust for their own reasons, and they're kind of they kind of touch on that a little bit. They didn't go into great detail about it. I think we're gonna go more.
Are they working for Trust? Dun, dun, dun.
But that's the thing too. I actually enjoyed this book. I thought it had a lot of action in it, kind of creepy stuff with the Queen Mother or Mother Bee or whatever her name was, and the honey and stuff like that. Interesting. I actually enjoyed it. It's a stash for me. I don't know about you, Joe. What do you think of Deathstroke #1?
I'm blasting it.
No, you are. Oh,
It's going to be a hard night. I got a lot of comic books, but I'm blasting this one. I am not a fan when you solicit something to me as a Deathstroke story, and 75% of the story is actually Black Canary. Look, I like Black Canary as a character. I think we're way overusing her right now between Justice League, this story, Checkmate, and everything else going on. Plus, they're talking about her own line as well, her own title. I'm just kind of canaried out at this point. And when I picked this up, I really wanted some good Deathstroke stuff. Now, I'm okay with Deathstroke trying to mend his ways and being a hero. Every villain does that at some point or another. I'm not going to fault him for it, but he's definitely going to do it his own way. That part I did like in here. What we did get in here that I thought was interesting was a little bit of a origin story of Deathstroke. If you're not familiar with his origin story or why he is what he is, how he can heal, that he actually does have some powers. He's kind of like a bad Captain America, if you will, same concept. I thought that was interesting, but for the most part, the story just seemed kind of campy to me. And I thought the characters were just very one-dimensional. Like, there was no real depth to this whatsoever. It was a bunch of dialogue about why you're doing this and why I'm doing that, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, I didn't want that in a Deathstroke story. I wanted Deathstroke doing some badass shit, right? And we got like a couple panels of that. So it kind of let me down. My expectations weren't met. So I'm blasting it.
Mike, did you read that? I know you have it. Did you read it?
I did read it.
What do you think of it, kind sir?
Whiskey Dick.
Oh, don't you here it is. The new Whiskey Dick logo. There we go.
Beautiful. So yeah, beautiful. I enjoyed it. What?
Beautiful. I was just commenting and repeating you.
I enjoyed it for the most part. I think Deathstroke wasn't written well. I mean, I never knew Deathstroke to be the jokey type guy. And he's sitting there. Black Canary says, "Hey, Slade, what's been going on?" He goes, "I'm dying," kind of joking with her. Deathstroke doesn't do that. I don't. So that part I didn't like. I'm gonna get issue #2, especially if there's more Black Canary covers. But like I said, Whiskey Dick. I liked all the bees and stuff. That was pretty cool. But...
Oh, the bees! The bees! To quote Nicolas Cage from The Wicker Man. Not the bees!
I forgot about that. God, that was a bad movie.
Sparks in here. Hey, Joe, Huey, and Mike. Sparks was talking. He asked a question in Discord. He's over in a Genesis Grown Up Discord, and I showed up my books last week, and he said, "Did you pick up Unicorn, the second print?" And I said, "I didn't even know it was a thing out there. I wasn't looking for it. Didn't even know what it was." I did end up finding it though. I did find it on some website at Things from Another World. Is that what it is? Whatever. I ended up picking up. I picked up Unicorn #1.
I bet you did.
It was only $2, so I picked it up. I ended up ordering it through Things from Another World or something like that. Whatever the website that is. So, but yeah, I didn't see it in a store though. Moving on to Joe.
Oh, I've been blasting way too much stuff. I think it's time to stash something. I think we know where I'm going to go with this one. Amazing Fantasies. Oh, boom, this. Oh, this is so good. So we get our sci-fi and our fantasy kind of mixture here, and we find out that the sci-fi element of it is very political. like this. It's very organized, political. They're like higher society, if you will, right? And they got their own little troubles over there. And then it immediately cuts to where our 3 heroines and their particular armies now all meet. So we got Black Widow, Captain America, and Peter Parker, right? But then we're starting to find out that things aren't right in this world. Like something, like it's almost like a woo-woo holodeck scene. And so help me God, if it turns into that, I will do a special video where I burn all this shit to ashes. I swear to God, they better not woo-woo it and holodeck it. But regardless, we get some epic speeches from Captain America, and we get some snarky comments from, Black Widow, where she's like, yeah, this is what he does. This is his thing, And then, Peter Parker doing his thing. He's got Uncle Ben there with him. But is it Uncle Ben? Is this a holodeck issue? So help me God, if they do that, I will burn this and I will send the ashes to the writer and be like, fuck you. Don't holodeck this.
I think we're going to see a build from Evil Joe's lair, a flamethrower, where he burns Amazing Fantasy.
I like that.
There you go. Legion says Williams is all over the place with his stories. Infinite Frontier was amazing. Robin and Deathstroke were not. I enjoy Robin. I definitely.
Buck says that's their favorite read.
Yeah.
Yep.
Robin's been a hit or miss for people. Either you hate it or you like it, unfortunately.
Did I get Robin?
I don't know. Did you get Amazing Fantasy, though? That's the question at hand.
I have it coming. I didn't grab it. I have it. I ordered it. I did get Robin. Okay.
Amazing Fantasy was one of those kind of miss for me a little bit. It was still good. I'm still going to continue to pick up the story because it's only 5 issues long, 2 more issues, and the story's wrapped up. I'm still going to pick it up. But it was kind of like, it's just kind of building that tension between the groups and stuff like that and where it's going to go from here. Some pretty good scenes in there throughout, the whole dragon riding thing with Peter Parker and all that stuff, and how Uncle Ben chucks him off the dragon, steals his spider, slinger thing, spider slinger. Okay,
the skeet shooters,
his skeet shooter, skeet.
The Peter Tingle.
His Peter Tingle. Do you have a shirt that says Peter Tingle?
Yeah.
Really? And I'm
it came in a box.
Whatever.
Brony.
So
I go to bed wearing rainbow-colored panties.
Amazing Fantasy number 3. It's a stash just because the story's been good, but this was kind of a little bit of a story builder, but it's still good. We're back to Mike. What else you got, Mike?
Turbo Kid, Apple's Lost Adventure, number 1. No? Nobody?
No, nobody. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
But I have no clue what's going on. So, in the beginning, it's like the Terminator. Let me show you guys. There's this fucking... And the colors suck in this, too.
Ugh.
That's through the whole book.
Did it come with some 3D glasses? Seems like
I wish.
3D.
So it shows how the world ends, and it fast forwards in the future. The chick and her buddy are just kind of wandering the desert, and he ends up dying. And for a lot here, they're just sitting there, fucking. He's dead. She's still talking to him like he's alive. And he's just sitting there. Vultures are trying to eat his eyes.
There's that.
She's batting him away. And he, like, worms are crawling out of him. And fucking, she's still trying to protect him. And all of a sudden, these, like, freaking barbarians show up and try to kidnap her.
Why not?
She kicks him in the balls and gets away on her bike. That was that.
Barbarian people, I got a bike.
Yeah, this was like if your 2-year-old daughter wrote Mad Max. So I did not like this.
I think I don't. If a 2-year-old read it, it wouldn't be Mad Max. It'd be like tantruming Terrence or something. Sorry. Spark says, I left gun hunting on the rack at the LCS. Was that a smart decision? I think, yeah. All of us didn't like it. Oh, Mike liked it, but Joe or I
He's
didn't
not
like it.
picking
I
up
like the
issue
cover.
2, so yeah, you only like it so much.
We got Becker in here as well. Thank
What's going
you
on,
for
Becker?
jumping in here.
Becker.
Batman.
What do you call
Still
him?
remember that Batman.
Becker.
Oh, they said something else.
What do you think I said, Dave?
I'm not going to repeat it. I'm a good Christian
But
boy.
if I didn't say it, you wouldn't be repeating it. You'd be saying it yourself.
Right.
That's correct. So you talked about your book, how it's kind of a futuristic book and how it's kind of like Terminator and all that stuff. I picked up Children of the Plague by Dark Horse Comics. Either one of you guys pick up that?
I didn't see that.
No.
Yeah, it's a one and done, so it's just a one-shot book. This story here, this she says, I'm 23 years old. I'm going to die in 2 years, and she talks about how she fights because she has to. She's 6 foot tall, 180 pounds. That's a huge bitch. Ever quote Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo. So she fights in these tournaments with these monsters. It's a future because she's forced to fight because if she doesn't, her little brother has to fight. And so she's fighting all these monsters, and she has 40 wins and 0 losses in this tournament that she's put in. She's injected with nanobites, so anytime that she gets injured, she's supposed to heal. And so apparently she's fighting this one monster where he has flame breath and is able to, it burns like her arm off, but she realizes her arm's not healing as fast as it should. Yeah.
She has nanobites that will heal her, but she's going to die in 2 years. Why don't they just fix her?
I don't know. This is why it's a blast. This is a blast. I don't know. Well, I think these elitist assholes who run the tournament stuff want her to die in 2 years, or she's going to be at the end of her whatever it is. But she does all this fighting and she's getting her ass kicked to save her little brother from actually having to fight too.
Like that movie with the kids.
The Hunger Games.
And the girl was like, "Oh no, I don't want my sister to go."
I volunteer as Tribune. Yeah. So at the end of the book, she's getting her ass kicked, her arms burnt off. She's not healing like she's supposed to. She's thinking back to her and her brother as kids, and then it jumps back into later on where she's about to die from this monster kicking her ass, and all of a sudden this big muscle-bound freaking hey you guys came in and
do that again.
Look at that. Here, let me go here. So there we go. That's the guy that comes in to save her. See a little potato head looking dude right here? That's her little brother. Apparently, he went to the elitist or whatever, and now he's a member of that, and he saves her life. But that's how the book ends. Like he walks off into sunset with her, and that's how it ends. I'm like, what the hell's going on with this book? It's a blast. It's a total blast. Even though Sloth was in there, but I figured Sloth might save it. I didn't see Chunk, but no, it's a blast. It's a blast.
All I'm thinking now is that little ear moving going.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Michael liked gun hunting like he's going to Pound Town. And then Marsh says, sounds like a blast. It was a blast. It was a blast. Even if it was an ongoing series, I would not be picking up issue 2. Back to Joe, though.
All right. It was mentioned in the chat. I'll talk about it. I want to talk about Robin, number 6.
Yeah.
All right. So our Mortal Kombat tournament has finally begun. But not everything is as it seems. As Mother Soul, the one that hosted the tournament, there was some mysterious shit going on, and she's got a magical Anne Frank diary or some bullshit that she carries around with her.
Anne Frank diary.
And Robin steals it by letting somebody beat him up, right? It is garbage, right? It's so bad. I like it. I hate to say this. This is a stash for me. The preface of the whole story at this point, I don't even know what's supposed to be going on because it's been back and forth and random shit pops out of nowhere. But I think I'm just absolutely in love with just how ridiculous this story is. No, look, it's a comic book, right? It's supposed to be ridiculous by nature, right? I get it, right? So I'm not downing the book, nor am I downing the story. It's just so fantastically whimsical that I think that's my attraction to it. Like, it's just like, this is like watching kids play, and the most random shit pops up as a rule. That's what's happening in this book, and I think that's why I enjoy it. I hate to put it that way, but whatever. We get a little bit more information about Flatline as a new character. We still don't know what's going on with this Respawn character. Why he hates or she, it's hard to tell. Why they hate Robin so much, whatever the case may be. But all in all, I'm enjoying this because it's silly goodness and it does not take itself seriously by no means. So, and I think that's why I like it. And so I'm going to go ahead and stash this one.
Miss So says, I think Mike and Double S should share their romance with the world by doing a future comic book review video on YouTube with each other eventually. That would be cool. And Double S says, Robin's been good read for me. Just waiting for the Robin King to show up to the series to face Robin.
Oh, wouldn't that be a twist?
And of course, Mars agrees with Miss So about the Double S Spectacular Spider Grandpa show.
We're always looking for new ideas, folks.
Yeah, Spark says Flatline needs to be brought in more mainstream.
I think so.
Mike, did you read Robin before I jump into my review? No. And of course, Legion's Green would definitely see Robin King make a return. I'm still enjoying this book. I think the art is great. It fits the story very well. But not only have Robin now doubting or suspecting something's going on, we got all the main characters now going, like, teaming up, like, hey, something's not in the up and up, and we're going to try to figure it out together, even though we're supposed to be killing each other.
Mortal enemies.
Yeah, and I do agree with Flatline. I think she's an awesome character. I like her design. I think she's really cool. And this whole, like I said, the Mortal Kombat thing still going on. I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying this a lot. And I how many more issues are in this? Is it only 7 or 9 or 10 or 12? I don't remember.
Not many. I think it's a maxi, actually. Wait.
Oh, so 12? Maxi's usually 12.
Maxi's usually 12. What's a mini?
Yeah. Mini is anywhere from 4 to 7, I think.
Well, they got more than one issue going on.
Double S is what?
Prick. Yes, what a mini was.
Oh, gotcha. Let's see here. According to CLZ, it's 9 issues long.
I don't even know what that's called.
That's a mini max.
It's like we have no clue how long this is going, so we're just gonna play it by ear.
Yeah, right. We're just gonna ride this pony to the bank.
Me and Michael are already in DC Comic Blue and Gold. I'm Blue Beetle. Michael is Booster.
I think you need to flip those characters a little bit.
Miss Mars, I would love to see you join a panel one day to hear your opinions on comics as well. Maybe Chip's Saturday night banter session. We also got Dale of Suspense Comics and Collectibles in here.
That dude's cool right there. He's got a great
chit-chat with everybody. And that's it. But now we're back to Mike. What do you got, Mike?
All right. This is my Midwest Scotsman fuck Marvel book of the week.
X-Men.
That one too, but we'll get to that one. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 30. First of all, you dumb fuckers, you change a perfectly good costume to this piece of fucking shit. Motherfucker has fairy boots on, a sweatshirt over his costume, and like this, like what do they call them? Them face masks that go around the neck, gaiters.
Gators, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got
neck
like
gaiter.
a gator, but he has a mask on. What's the fucking point?
It's cool,
Jesus
man.
fucking Christ. Anyway, in this one, Miles helps find a lost dog. Then he hooks up with Starling, the granddaughter of the Vulture, and that's it. That's all the fucking. There's a couple mini stories in the back that I didn't even read. Taskmaster is going to be in the next issue. Please change his costume back, please, or get rid of the extra clothes, please. Is anyone a fan of this costume? Let me know in the chat.
Strip tease for us. I've been drinking. I'm sorry.
Mara says, yeah, that could be fun. I love hearing what everybody else has to say. But yeah, thank you, Miss So, talking about how Mars needs to be in a live chat. So talking about somebody being a live chat, being a guest host. Next Friday night, we're actually going to have Mark from Legion of Comics in here. So he's going to be a guest host on here. He's going to be blasting and stashing comics along with us. And then the week following, we're going to have Chip Gettler or White Shadow. That's his
White Shadow.
White
you
Shadow.
got to say it like you're not saying it right, man. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You got to say it like this.
In the years past, we've always had guests on the show, and it's been really fun. So looking forward to those two coming on.
White Shadow. You got to say it like that. White Shadow.
I don't say it like that. Oh, but Dale of Suspense does too. Yeah, Mars said she's not liking that new costume either.
Thank you.
Be an awesome addition to anyone's panel or more content in your own channel. And White Shadow too. Wow, can't wait. Yeah, it's something we used to do a lot. We used to always have rolling like guest hosts to come on. Like that's how we end up getting like Drew was on for a good while on the channel because he was a guest host a couple times. Great Legend was a guest host. I'm trying to think who else we had on. Quite a few people.
We've had
Legend.
Catran.
Legend.
Yeah, so yeah, we get to find out what they want to blast and what they want to stash. And I've actually thought about like sticking around a little bit after our review show and throwing a link in the channel if anybody else wanted to come on and chit chat about whatever else besides comic review.
I ain't got time for that shit.
I know you do. Don't worry about it, Mike. It's not for you. It's not a Spider Grandpa thing.
We're leaving you out, buddy. As if you weren't grumpy enough tonight. That should put you over the edge.
You goddamn assholes. That's the last time you're coming to Virginia.
Fuck these guys.
I knew it was going to be a bad trip when you sent me that picture.
Which one?
The first one. Or
just say it. Just say what it was. Just say what it was.
The music you were listening to.
I'm not ashamed
Yeah.
that I listened to a Post Malone.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed one bit.
45-year-old man rocking out the Post Malone.
You shouldn't.
I have no qualms about it at all. No qualms. I'm trying to figure out which book I want to talk about next. I want either Detective Comics, Batman, or Thor. And all three of them are kind of like a vague mess and hodgepodge of shit that happened that I don't quite remember. So I'm trying to flip through Batman right now because it's weird that Batman Detective Comics came out the same week.
Yeah.
So,
did it?
I think so. Did it? I think so.
Both Batman and Detective?
Yeah, I think so. Legion says he's going to blast whatever Joe says he likes.
Oh, you're just being Drew Manchu at that point. Dude,
I don't think I have that picture up anymore. I did take it into Photoshop when Drew and Joe were going back and forth about X-Men.
When
you hated X-Men.
Launched. Oh my god, I hated it. I hated it so bad.
I'll see if I can find it when
Yeah, Batman came out last week, brother.
Oh, it did. Okay. Well,
Batman and Brigby came out this week along with Detective. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I'll. Double S says no shame, Huey. Just like you have no shame listening to Hall & Oates.
I rock out the Hall & Oates because
I would rather listen to Hall & Oates than that fucking guy.
I like his song Circles. It makes me feel sexy. I'm just saying.
Post Malone likes to blow stuff up. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe.
He needs
Maybe
to-
up his nose.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe. So let me flip through Detective Comics and remember, see if I can remember stuff that happened in that. This is riveting. Nope, don't want to talk about it. I don't remember enough.
Did you read Batman versus Brigby?
I did not read that. No.
Oh my god!
But you can go and talk about that if you want. Was
I'll
Batman and
talk about
Brigby
it
good?
So I enjoy this, but understand I'm looking at this because we all know, I have very weird taste in stuff, and I like detective noir type stories. And this is really a detective noir story. Although we do have a werewolf running around, we have a crime family, we have a fake werewolf attacking. If you don't know who Brigby is, he's kind of been around DC for I don't know since the beginning.
He was in
of
Fables.
Werewolf. Huh?
He was in Fables and the Telltale video game.
Yeah. He was in all that. Yeah. Great stuff going on. I like this. If you don't like long, drawn out mystery stories, you're probably not going to like this. But this was my pick of the week because it was just a more sophisticated style of reading. I love the crime family in it. There's a sadistic guy in it that loves to torture people. I love me a good villain. A lot of good stuff going on in here. If you haven't picked it up yet, at least give issue one a try. I think it's worth a shot. I'm going to chase this one down the way I chase a lot of them. So you'll be hearing whenever it pops out, you'll be getting the new issues and reviews from me on that. And I actually get to enjoy this one, unlike X-Men. Stash of the week.
I didn't even pick that up. I didn't know Brigby was part of DC. I just knew him from a Telltale video game. That's all I was like, I'm not going to read that. I passed on that. Human Remains #1. Not sure really how much further this book can go. Seems like the storyline is really limited. It must be a book that came out. Oh, actually, I missed that book. I didn't get that book this week. Let's talk. Mike, do you have another book you want to talk about?
Sure, we'll do my pick of the week.
Okay, do your pick of the week.
What the hell is this? Something is Killing the Children, #20. It doesn't show up good on camera, does it? There we go. So Erica is done with her initial trial there, and she goes and gets her tattoo to mark her as a hunter, and that's the tattoo they all get, if you were wondering. I don't know. Are you guys reading this still?
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, what was it?
No?
Something is Killing the Children.
I got it. I read it.
And Iris is basically, this whole issue is pretty much just talking her up about her future training and any rights she will have to go through in the future. And then we learn about the different masks, which is pretty cool. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different masks. Read the book if you want to know. The one that's really cool is the Emerald mask, and they basically just hunt dragons. And then Joey would be wearing the azure color.
Blue. I'd be wearing the blue.
The blue, yeah. The blue. Because in the past, they were blacksmiths. Now they're more computer tech guys.
That didn't make sense to me. Like, they still carry weapons and stuff, so why did they automatically go to Nerdville? Why couldn't they still be like blacksmiths and weapons makers?
I don't know.
That drove me crazy.
Like the white masks are the pack hunters. They hunt in packs. Black masks, they hunt alone like Erica does. But this is really cool. Pick of the week. Something is Killing the Children, #20.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought this was probably the most entertaining issue yet in Volume 2. I've been critical of this because we know that this second volume wasn't supposed to happen. They had to throw a story together really quickly to get it out to the public. So God bless them for that. But I think the story itself fell a little flat. However, I did like this issue. I like it. We finally got some kind of understanding of our environment and how it works. Again, I still make the argument that if you would have taken this story and just pushed it back to the St. George time and how the whole thing started, that would probably have been a slightly more interesting story, maybe. But some things that we found out in this is we got other monsters other than these things that can't be seen by adults, only children. We know that vampires and werewolves are a thing in this universe, and that opens the door. And dragons, like we get that. I thought that was interesting. I like the whole military structure behind it. You got the think of the Black Mass as like the recon, which everybody Hollywood imagines a sniper being, which isn't really the case, but whatever, right? And then like the one mask are like a team of Rangers because they work together as a team, and then you got drone and IT and stuff like that. And then you got this weird one that I think we can all agree on. We want some more information on these green mask guys that fight dragons. Like that seemed really cool to me. I want to know what that was all about.
And Erica, she was all like surprised that dragons exist, and they're like, the tattoo artist. He's like, "Oh, they're very rare across the pond." And
there's like some in like England, Europe, and then like some in Asia. I thought that was kind of cool. It surprised me she didn't think werewolves and vampires actually existing. That didn't surprise her. The dragons did. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah.
So tell me this, Joe. Why are they called blacksmiths and not whitesmiths?
So the term blacksmith comes from the soot that would come on them, and the common name for the person, somebody that smithed something, was a skillful worker of something in Old English. So you could be a silversmith or something along those lines. However, blacksmiths, because of the amount of coal and coke that they used at the time, were often what color by the end of the day. So they were generally referred to as blacksmiths, given that their skill set was all rounding, meaning weaponry, ornaments, adornments, and things along those lines. So it actually comes from an old Celtic / English word.
Didn't think Sparks wants to know. Nobody is talking about the end of Spencer run on Amazing Spider-Man. I don't think anybody's reading.
There's a good reason for that.
I have the last 2 issues. I haven't read them yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up issue 70. I think it's 75. It's a new writer and new artist on. I'll probably pick that up just to kind of check it out and see what's like. But Spencer's run on it has not. I've kind of ebbed and flowed into it, back and forth. Kind of like, oh, okay, I picked the first few issues, okay, kind of fell out of it. Picked it up again, kind of fell out of it again. So it's nothing that's really grabbing me with Spencer's Spider-Man. They say nice response there, Joey. Oh, sir. Everyone was celebrating here in Augusta. There was a whole parade celebrating him being off the series. Gleason will be the main artist, and Kelly Thompson is taking over.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what's happening there. Like I said, I was on board with the beginning of Kindred, but then when you just rehashed a character, it just kind of killed me a little bit on the inside.
Yeah. Oh, so I picked up Thor number 17. I know Kate's run is ending on Thor here, I think pretty soon. I don't like this cucked Thor. I really don't like him. I mean, he's just very emotional, very like, oh, I'm not confident. I don't like myself. I can never have an heir. I'll never bring it. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up. I don't like it. I want Thor just to be a brooding badass that's willing to go in and kick ass, but instead, his sister's making fun of him, like, say, well, I'll just call the lightning down to kill all these. No, don't you know anything about hunting, you dumbass, or whatever. I just did not like it. I didn't even like the big cat with the Gatling guns that Freya brought in. I thought, what the fuck is this? What the hell's going on here? But this kind of ties in with War of the Realms, talks about all the stuff that's been going on in Thor's world and how he kind of feels about moving in to, being the king of Asgard, and how he just doesn't feel like he needs it or he's not deserving of it. He doesn't want to bring a kid into the world because of all the shit that he's stirred up. Whatever. Miss So said Thor needs a hug. He does get a hug at the end of the book. And of course, then we get a call from Steve Rogers saying he needs his help because Mjolnir is missing now. But come on, Kate's dude, give me some like horror related Thor stuff. Give me some of that good stuff. This is not some of that good stuff, so it's a blast for me. What about you, Joe? What do you think of Thor?
So, I know what was trying to happen here, right? We're trying to do a hero's arc. And we're in the downfall, right? The apex. He has to learn some sort of lesson to move on. But running to mommy and big sister to figure out what needs to happen and getting lectured on what to do, that does not entice me as a reader. Like, if I need to be lectured or learn about getting lectured, I'll go do something to piss my wife off. Trust me, I'll get plenty of lectures there. The only redeeming quality was the badass black cat with the dual Gatling guns on it. My mom swinging a sword. I was like, all right, that's fantasy. It's whimsical. All right, I'm on board with that. But then the rest of it was just, you need to, and you need to, and I'm like, this is boring. Like, I get you want a hero's arc, right? He's got to overcome something, right? And everybody knows the Black Winter is coming. By the way, kudos points to you in the chat if you can tell me the first appearance of the Black Winter. It's actually not as modern as you would think.
Did Cates tie it into an older issue again, just like he did with Thor, the God Butcher shit?
Yeah. It's actually pretty ingenious the way he did it. So, regardless, I don't. Hopefully, he comes out of this slump, gets off mom's tit, right? Man's up, grabs his hammer, and then goes do cool shit from here, right? Because I don't want to chase this down. I'm kind of on board with you with this. This was a boring issue for me. It wasn't even a whiskey dick. It was just boring. But I'm gonna stick with Thor because I got a feeling some cool things are gonna come. That's my hope, if you will.
Mike, do you read Thor? Are you still picking it up?
I haven't read it yet.
Mars says, that was my response. Well, as Huey, shut the fuck up, dude. So whiny. And the Miss So says, Dave, a modern, sensitive man.
As far as crossover goes, I don't think any of us picked up the last crossover I got was the Zardisky complimenting himself issue.
I got it. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah. Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
Is it an issue 1 or is it a pickup from that story?
It's from what I understand, it's starting new storyline.
Okay.
Okay, we're an hour into the show. Let's go ahead and jump into the lightning round. Here we go. I got a new video come up for the transition for lightning round. Here we go.
Hey, I did this. It's like the longest lightning round intro ever.
Hey, well, I thought it was cool. It was better than the other one where it was like pew 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 little lightning. So I thought that was awesome.
It was cool. It was a good job.
So I don't know if Lisa's laughing at my transition there, but I picked up Cold War number 1, number 2, no, number 1, the second print. I picked up that bombshell variant. Had to have that. Had to have that meat potato cover. So I'm probably not going to read this book, although this is is it Romero's son or something? I think writing this,
yes,
or it's based off Romero's story or something.
You're not going to read it. What are you going to do to that poor comic book, you dirty man?
Yeah. And Detective Comics number 1043. Is this the one? I can't remember if it was Batman or this one where Ghost Hunter goes. He reveals he actually met. I think that's Batman. Yeah. So this is the one where the mayor ends up getting attacked in his office because oh my God, the magistrate had got in there with some secret people, and no, it wasn't a magistrate.
No,
Who was it?
It was King.
It was King. Okay, well they got in there to try to kill him.
Right.
A lot of action in the story, but I'm really ready for future state stuff to be over with and move forward away from this stuff. And we had I think we had a backup story of that that leads into Task Force X with Red Hood. So yeah.
Task Force Z.
Overall, dude, I'm
You
gonna
read
continue.
that comic book?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. See, Task Force X. That's where it's leading into Task Force
Task
X.
Force
Where
D.
Red. I'm sorry, Z. Sorry, ZX, whatever.
Yeah,
XYZ.
same thing.
Same fucking thing. It's somewhere near the end of the alphabet. That's all I know. Joe got it right. You dirty, dirty man, like Dirty Mike and the Boys. That sounds like a boy band from the '90s.
That sounds like a possible T-shirt. Money.
Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Mike and the Boys.
We talked about we didn't do any. You know, that was one thing we were going to do when we were there was the record some stuff and I got some ideas for the Jenner stump grinding service. I thought that would be a hilarious video to see, but Mike's not too thrilled with it. Little bump and grind. That's all I got for my the rest of my lightning round. I mean, I got a shit ton of the books. I picked up this book. It's not a comic book, but I picked it up for my daughter. The Zelda Encyclopedia from Dark Horse Comics. That's going to be for a Christmas present, but don't worry, she just watched this shit. So she won't know. But that's all I got for my lightning round. Joe, what do you got?
I got Human Remains. If you know what the hell's going on in this book, please tell me. Emotions just don't mean expressions as you bring them out. Emotions are also internal. So why don't the monsters attack people when they're expressing their emotions internally? It doesn't matter. Don't think about it, stupid reader. Just give me your damn money. Blast. Berserker. Hey, he was in the past. And guess what he did? He had sex with a lot of women, fell in love with them, and had to watch them die. It's a vampire story. Please step this story up into something so I can justify your GoFundMe amount that I gave you, you bastards. Department of Truth. Hey, Hawk's doing his third double cross right now. Jesus Christ. This is getting convoluted and complicated for no reason whatsoever. This should have been wrapped up 2 issues ago, to be honest with you. But I'm going to chase this one down because we're a comic review show, and Huey says to keep me on here, I have to read bad shit too. If anybody wants to take my place, we're currently holding auditions. Notice we have visitors coming next week.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, if you want to justify looking at some girl's big booty and boobs and some 9th grade humor that you would read on a stall wall, Cave Girls for you, not for me. Icon and Rocket. This is good. I got nothing sarcastic to say about this. This is legitimately good. Deals with some topical issues and talks about even the bad things in economics that we sometimes don't want to talk about. The drug trade and how it actually finances places like, I don't know, Miami. Justice League. I love me some Justice League, and I love what's going on in this story. Superman tells a bunch of people they can eat a bag of dicks. He's keeping his phantoms up because that's his property, and man's fucking free because that's his fucking nature. Let's see here. Action Comics, still great. Love this. Break the Chains, and Mongol drops a body. I really like Mongol in here. I like that they've taken him and gave him a more sadistic, calming type of villain versus what he used to be back in the Bronze Age. They've literally made him a sophisticated villain, which I always thought he should have been because he is a ruler of a planet, and they're doing a great job of that. Superman's like, hey, you kicked me out of Justice League. Me and these other super people from the multiverse, we're going to go roll out and beat up Warworld. So, peace out. We're going to go take care of business. And John's all like, hey, Dad, I don't think you understand. At some point, you're going to disappear because I'm from the future, which I've been trying to tell you this. And Dad's not hearing it. Dad's going to go free some slaves. Because good men do good things regardless of the consequences. Good actions. Batman, info dump, justifying that Vile never really died. King showed
Yeah, I
up
forgot
here.
about that.
If you don't know who King is, he's an old school villain. Just kind of popped in here. It's kind of like a cult leader. Got some action from there. So we just introduced another element into this future state story that probably doesn't need to exist. But hey, it's a Batman story. Why not? Last but not least, my most favoriteest comic book of all time. New issue of Delta Dogs came out. You want to know about it? Go buy their comic book. It's at millennialcomics.com.
What do you got, Mike? What's your lightning round?
Well, I read Night of the Cadillacs. Cadillacs #1. Basically, the Warriors with vampires. I guess. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm going to keep picking it up. Picked up this happy horse shit. Good thing it's a good cover because the story fucking had me confused as a motherfucker. Blast.
Yeah, I've heard that if you're not up on the
read,
X-Men books, that one's going to be lost.
Yeah, I was lost. Extreme Carnage, Omega, or whatever the hell it is. One thing that surprised me about this book, it is violent, and Carnage is ripping people in half. But other than that, the whole series, I mean, whatever. What I didn't read, Batman versus Bigby, Darkhawk #2, 417, Superman Son of Kal-El #3, TMNT 121, crossover #8, Spawn 322, Icon and Rocket #3, Amazing Spider-Man #74, Robin #6, and Berserker, whatever, issue 5.
Well, I thought I had a lot of books. Well, I had a lot of books from last week too. I ended up picking up. I've been rebagging and reboarding everything too from that, and I'm still waiting for another box from Virginia too. It's supposed to be here on the 5th.
I infiltrated that. Those are mine now. Thank you. It wasn't even a post office.
Oh, you ended up taking my books, did you?
I want to throw it out there while we have some awkward silence. So this issue of Delta Dogs was not Austin LeMay's variant yet, but don't worry, folks. Folks, it's coming. And when it comes, you will thank the Lord Jesus himself for the blessing he has bestowed upon you and the talent that he has given Austin LeMay. And you are welcome for that. I'm assuming.
So yeah, before we bounce out of here too, I thought about just throwing the link to the live show in the chat, sticking around for another half an hour. I know Mike's got to go. Mike's tired. He's going to go sleepy. Sleepy. Watch some Titans. Think about Beast Boy and go off to Never Never Land. And where is it? Where is my picture? There it is right here.
You got to
laying in
update
bed.
Yeah.
I got to update that. Why is that?
Because someone just did another cover of a comic book with that.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll have to look for that one then. Let's see. It says no Kool-Aid, double S. I don't know. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
They're not cults.
Oh, gotcha. So I don't know if Joe, if you want to stick around, we'll throw a link on there. We can chit chat for a little bit, see who pops in for half an hour at least, and then we'll kick off out of here. But Mike, you want to take off? You're going to go 99? Okay, yeah. Mike, thanks for jumping in here, and we will see you next Friday. So here, I'm going to copy this clipboard. So I'm going to go it. I think I can just throw it right here. And if you want to jump in the chat, you can go in and jump in the chat. Joe and I will just chit-chat for a few minutes if somebody wants to jump in.
I'm going to go pee real quick and grab the video.
You're going to leave me all by myself? What am I supposed to do? I can't juggle.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to ride my unicycle and juggle.
I'll give it 2 seconds to see who jumps in.
Yeah, I can give a few minutes. Or if anybody's even going to jump in, I could talk about some other books that I picked up. Oh, who's that? Somebody jumped in. Oh, Legion jumped in here.
I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
You go use that bathroom there, Joe. Make sure you put your shoes on.
Thank you, sir.
Or take your shoes off, whatever. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Good, just chilling, sipping on some Kool-Aid.
Oh, just some Kool-Aid. I did not need to order a pizza. Luckily, I was able to get out without being violated by Mike. Although
It's probably a close one, wasn't it?
It was touch and go for a little bit, but I got out of there. There was a time, man, he started rubbing my neck. I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, dude? Keep off me! Keep off
Dude,
me,
speaking of Mike, why isn't there any merch with Mike on it?
Are you talking about T-shirts?
Yeah, I was looking at him. Now it's already.
He had to shut your Funko mouth and stuff like that. He kind of jumped out of there when we started doing the T-shirts. I mean, we had a few even there a little bit. And then for a long time, it was just Joe and I. One summer, it was just Joe and I because I had to work a different schedule. Mike could not make it to the live show, so Mike was kind of stepped out for like 4 months when I was really working on those T-shirts and stuff. But definitely going to work on some more designs. It's just trying to find time to sit there and throw it in Photoshop and try to manipulate a image and stuff like that. It can be pretty tough. I mean, you know about that, trying to design stuff. I don't know what kind of software you use to design.
You don't want to hear the process. It's sad. Like it took me a good solid 4 hours with me on a live chat with somebody else, throwing stuff to them for them to format and back to me for me to upload, just because formatting is just the crazy part when you have to start putting stuff into other places and what you use doesn't match what they use, and then you have to adjust. It was a pain. Stickers were simple.
Yeah.
Those were Sticker Mule does all the work for you. You just send them an image.
Yeah, I've done something like that. I definitely want to update our logo. I don't think it's great. I mean, I'm still learning how to do a lot of that graphic design kind of stuff, and it's all just learning as I go for sure. I use Photoshop.
Okay, I know that Austin LeMay would be a person to talk to you about places used, even though he's very advanced with it. I use just a free online one, like you don't even have to download nothing or anything. It's called Pixlr, Pixlr. That and Canva. I made my logo on Canva. Both of those are just websites you go to, and everything just sits there and saves there. You don't have to. I'm very low tech. You don't have to create accounts and this and that.
There was a video. I was when I was updating like the transition into the lightning round and doing the whiskey dick stuff like that. I was going through and watching YouTube videos how to do stuff, and they talked about Canva. I think editing Canva.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I like that one a lot because when you get there, there's like templates. Like if you want something to be for like a thumbnail specifically, or if you want it to be like for an Instagram post, the sizing and everything. Mm-hmm. But with Canva, you can do like those transitions you do. That's where you can do those, where you can make your little images and your words move and stuff in there. And yeah,
that's the thing with Photoshop. Is such a huge program, and I'm probably just touching the edge of it on the stuff that I know how to do in it. And there's probably so much more I can do in there, and I'm probably making a lot more work for myself the process I'm doing it. And I'm sure there's a shortcut and an easier way to do it, but I was like, okay, I'm just learning as I go. And I've done photography for a while and manipulated just images, contrast, whatever stuff like that. But trying to add animation and everything like that to it, it's definitely.
So I was looking at that for the first time. I think like 2 Fridays ago for the first time, I looked at making stuff with transitions, and I didn't realize how simple it was. Like on Canva, you literally like when you put how you put the hammer in, then you put your logo on it. Like you literally just click on an image and you hit animate. There's just a button that says animate. Then it pulls up like however many boxes, and you just hover over one and you'll see it animate it this way, or whichever box is a different direction, or fade in, or whatever. It was super simple the way it's formatted. Yeah, Austin said just doing it is a great way to learn.
Yeah. Like I said, I jump into YouTube all the time. Say, hey, how do I remove the background from this, or how do I swap this out? I want this to be cut, not this. And so, I said, Joe uses a different.
So for removing backgrounds and stuff, like I learned how to make like decent thumbnails and stuff not long ago with that Pixlr, and it's just there's a magic eraser on it, like where the cutout functions. There's one that just says magic erase. You just click on that and you go and hover over, like in your mind, I want this to be gone, and you click it and it just does it somehow. Like
Yeah.
if you just click on what you want to keep, like you click on a person and it just gets rid of the rest.
3D
And of course,
print
when
is
you
the same thing. You can do it through 3D print or that. Either
Yeah.
one of them will work.
and of course when you save it, saving something without a background, I learned it's just called a PNG instead of a JPEG or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll save stuff, and then like you can upload all your different images into Pixlr, and you can just click on your image to just put them up on the screen or down, so you can work on stuff and pull them up and see how it looks. It's just super duper user friendly. Like there's nothing I do that's not user friendly, and if it gets there, I have to reach out for help.
Yeah. Like I was trying to figure out how Chip was doing the graffiti on his channel. I'm like, how's he doing
Chip
that?
is
So
next level, my man. Chip is next level. He uses like OBS and all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so we've messed around with OBS quite a bit in our channel, like in the early days. But like my internet and my laptop was just not powerful enough to be able to bring everybody's video in and then me push it back out. And it was constant problems with
So
it
Chip
being
is set up
choppy.
for like high speed gaming and streaming, like gaming and stuff. Like he's got that top tier setup for live streaming stuff.
He also he's got the paid for live for StreamYard too.
So do I.
I do too. Yeah, I pay
Yeah,
$25 a month.
That's why there's not a duck next to your head.
I like the free version. I already pay for my editing software and several other things.
That's how I'm able to add the videos and the transitions and all that other stuff in there. Because if I didn't have that, we'd be pretty bland.
And it also gives you the ability to have 10 people instead of just 6 people on at a time, which is kind of important for my channel, being that it's geared toward like community hangouts and stuff.
We still have 9 people watching right now. So if you got any questions or whatever, kick them out. If you want us to talk about something, throw it out there.
You guys want to see something cool?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I always want to see something cool.
Well, I already showed you. So we
did the coin
on Instagram. We were making the gold coins.
So I have a question about that. What is Nordic gold?
Nordic gold is made of for currency in Europe. So what it basically is chemical component is 89% copper, 5% aluminum, 5% brass, 1% tin.
No gold.
No, there's no gold in it.
So it's like the mutt of the gold world.
It's worse than fool's gold. Like
wow.
But the reason why you use it is especially in jewelry and coins and stuff is because it's you can't be allergic to it. So if you're like allergic to like metals and stuff like that, you're not allergic to Nordic gold because it's hypoallergenic.
That's funny. With the gold seems like more of a pure metal, and that's like 5 different metals. Yeah. But you're not going to be allergic to any of them.
Right. Well, you can be allergic to the silver that's in gold. That's so. And the reason why I like Nordic gold, 1, it's super easy to make. 2, it shines like gold. I mean, the camera doesn't really give it justice, but I haven't even polished this yet. So we're making some blaster stash of cards. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with those. Who gets them and who doesn't? Because it is.
Go to a strip club and make it rain. Just
yeah.
So we made those, and we're sandcasting those. So that was fun. That's fun. It's fun to do things for the channel. It's fun to do things for the community. And to be honest, I don't know what everybody likes in a comic book. So shipping somebody a comic book is just weird for me. Like I lose my mind trying to figure out what does this guy need? Guy or girl needs. Like that's hard, right? And I don't want to send you something that's just going to end up in one of the mystery boxes. So
a lot of mystery boxes out there.
A lot of mystery boxes. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I'm just saying it's not my thing.
When we first started this channel, oh my God, it's been, I think 2016. So we've been on for a good while. I mean, we're on episode 254. Yeah. The whole plan was like we had a whole. I don't know if you've ever watched any of the old videos, and we had like Simplified Comic Guy, we had Gary the Comic Noob, and the whole plan was to try to have something every night, almost make it like a TV show. Like, okay, this night we're doing comic reviews. This night we're going to do some kind of game show thing. We're going to do questions. This night we're going to do some kind of auction. And that's what we kind of wanted to do with it, but it all just kind of fell apart. And everyone was supposed to be in charge of something, running that. You're the host of the game show, you're host of the auction, host of the review show, and it just like fell apart within like 2 weeks. And it's
Sounds like a lot of coordinating.
Yeah.
It was, and then there was some issues with like one person was running the auction and the other person didn't like how it was doing it, so he jumped in and took over. And I'm like, you can't do that. You don't. That's not your thing, dude. That's their thing. If they want to run it that way, they get to run it that way. It's not your job to jump in and say they're doing it wrong when you didn't want to do it in the first place. Double S says he missed the Simplified Comic Guy. I mean, he was really the originator of this channel. I mean, because he was, he reached out to me. It was like, hey, I want to do a live review show. And I said, cool, man. He was wanting ideas. So I kicked some ideas out to him. He said, oh, you're going to be on it with me. And then I kind of like sucked into it. And now I'm kind of the head of the show now. And,
King of the Castle.
King of the Castle. Well, Vince was only around for like 5 episodes. That was it. And then he was gone. So
like when I first started mine, I had my my best buddy that I grew up with was wanting to do something. And he said something, we were like kind of talking. He was like talking about how he'd want to do a podcast because he's always like trying to think of ways to not work,
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I just wish I could just do like a podcast. I'm like, and I already watched YouTube comic stuff. I'm like, dude, well, YouTube's really a good place to be, because you can like interact more with your audience stuff. And I was already enjoying like just being an audience member. So when we started it, if you watch my first couple of early videos, past like the home videos and stuff on the channel, you see where he was on there a few times and he ends up just falling out pretty quick too.
Yeah. And it's funny to go back and watch those little videos. You're like, hi, I'm Huey. Welcome to the channel, and you're just like have no clue to what you're doing. I'm not saying that I'm professional by any means now either, but it just seems so weird, the awkwardness of like the first few episodes. And so you start to get a little more comfortable and do so with that. Like when I was over at Joe's house, like usually I'm pretty like I talk about dirty stuff or double entendres or whatever all the time on the show. No, I don't do that all the time in my real life. Like I'm kind of conservative when it comes around being like co-ed or mixed company. I'm kind of like, okay, I don't talk that way. And I said something about that, and Joe's wife was there. Like, she's like, I hear you when you're on. I'm like, that's totally different. You're collateral damage at that point. I don't see you. I don't see you in the room at all.
That's funny.
My wife will jump in the chat once in a while, and it used to be a kind of recurring thing, like, oh, the mother's here, better be quiet, better be good, Huey, kind of thing. But my wife kind of knows that I can get on here and be kind of crude, or every once in a while she'll hear me. That what was that? Austin LeMay's in here as well. By my remember that book was talking about his. By my enormous dong or whatever he's yelling and screaming, and I yelled that.
Dong.
Yeah, and my wife was right outside, and she's like, "David, don't! What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm just talking about this comic book."
Yeah, they left the was that the issue 4 of Nice House on the Lake? And they're talking about hanging dong.
Hanging dong.
No, I don't think I haven't seen
it's up to that effect. Yeah. Austin LeMay, how you doing tonight?
What's going on, fellas?
So I got to tell you all a quick story. Quick story with Uncle Joe.
Just don't sit in his lap and don't feel around on things. That's all I got to say.
Don't change gears.
So it's probably more realistic to an uncle out there. So I'm in the old evil layer there, and I'm pouring, my fake gold, trying to be artistic and shit. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm kind of an artist, right? And then the mailman comes up and is like, hey man, this thing has stickers all over it saying don't bend, so I just want to hand it to you. So I was like, cool, thanks, homie. So I grab it and I look at it, and I'm looking at it, and then my last name's on there, Pocan, but instead of Mr. MR, it has MRS. So I'm like, oh shit, that's my wife. Okay. And I didn't look at the return address. So I'm like, it's my wife, so I don't look at anything else. I gave it to her. And it's a comic book, Gemini mailing. Not thinking. Hand it to her, and she was like, what's this? And I was like, I don't know, you old bird, it's yours. Open it up, find it out. I don't know what to tell you. Did you order a comic? And mind you, my wife doesn't read comics. She just collects Scotty Young covers. She doesn't even read them. Totally forgot about this particular situation. So she cracks it open and she was like, "Oh my God, I remember the guy drawing this on a Saturday morning. You were out in the garage doing the thing with the Thor hammer." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And we had talked about this not more than a week ago. So my memory is not where it should be, especially in short term. Austin May did this beautiful little sketch.
Or when he's drinking a little bit.
Regardless, it really doesn't matter in Pocan. Did this cool little sketch where he was kind of messing around with like a Scotty Young, but kind of updating it, making it a little cooler. And it kind of looks like a Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, but he's done up like Clown Hunter and he's like jumping. He's got a shadow and he's got the little bat with the wings in it and everything. Did the whole thing. My wife is absolutely in love with it. She's like giddy about it. And she's like, "You need to tell him." And I was like, "Screw you, you old bird. You tell him. He didn't send me anything." He's like, "Paid for my artwork." No, I'm joking. And she's like, "No, you tell him now." So I was like, "Dude, my wife loves it. She's all getting like seriously." She went and go and dropped the thing off to go get custom framed so she can put on what we call, and Huey saw it, our upstairs secret room that we have of pops and nerd culture, where she can put it up there and hang it center of all of her Scotty Young stuff.
Awesome.
She absolutely loved it. So
Good,
thank
man.
you very much for
That
it.
makes me happy. I'm glad she liked it.
She loved it.
Yeah, it was funny. It was like when you sent me the message earlier, it was like when someone's mom tells them to apologize for something they'd done. It was, "My wife told me to tell you." You really liked it. I'm glad, man. I'm glad she enjoyed it, man. That's awesome.
No, she absolutely, and it's when it comes back, well, I'll have to show everybody. It's really cool. She even said, and let's not make sure this gets to the wrong people. She liked it better than a Scotty Young cover. And my wife loves her some Scotty Young covers.
Austin over Scotty.
There you go, Mark. That's a new emoji for
For
you.
young.
Here comes the new emoji.
Yeah, I've been trying to play around with the cartooning kind of artwork a little bit more, and it's a lot of fun to do because you don't have to play by anatomic rules. You just, as long as you understand what is in the picture, it's good enough. So, I really enjoy doing that. That's my sketch, my little sketch exercise thing. So I'll probably be doing a little bit more of that, actually.
I think she liked it more because you put more detail into it. No, I'm not saying Scotty Young. I've met Scotty Young at Comic Cons. I don't mind his art. I think it's great. I love his story writing. Like I like Scotty Young. I'm not talking bad about Scotty Young. But my wife even said there's more detail in this than one of his covers where he does a character. And I was like, you know what? That's legit. that's legit.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how it gets framed and stuff because the image is only like this big too.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn small.
Just get like one of those wallet-sized photo frames.
Yeah, it'll go into a wallet.
If I have to, I can always replace the glass with a piece of magnifying glass. It's really,
it just zooms in on it. Yeah. It's actually one of the backboards that I used to toss around here, Mark.
God, I've seen it. I know exactly what piece y'all are talking about. I've seen it numerous times. Seen you hold it, seen it flying, seen it laying on the floor.
Yeah, I got some here too. Actually, I'm gonna.
Is it the Spectre?
The Spectre is in here. Yeah.
ooh, Spectre.
Yeah, I asked him to draw this one night we were hanging out, and he just threw it up real quick and said, "That's trash." I'm like, God dang it, man.
It amazes me.
It's fantastic. Look at that.
Look at that. That's trash to him, folks.
That's trash to
him.
I'll send it to you. It's yours, Mark.
That's how bourgeois he's becoming as an artist.
You just pay for shipping.
Yeah, I got you. Cheap bastard.
You know, it would be a fun.
Did you get your books yet?
Oh, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, man. I greatly appreciate that.
Came out nice, didn't it?
Beautiful. I wasn't actually. There he is, the White Shadow himself.
White Shadow.
How's it going?
I don't know.
boss.
A lot of the times when we talk, Mark, I tend to have a drink in my hand, so maybe I just completely forgot. But you sent me that one of 200, right? Is it 200?
It's one of 200 that you couldn't just buy it. I had to join. I had to reach out to John Jang to link me up with the shop owner, who then had to jump through hoops with him to get access to that book. And I ordered more than a couple.
Yeah, because I don't know. I wasn't expecting the 1 out of 200. I remember you telling me about it, but I was expecting, just the regular variant. So thanks.
No, that's that ultra exclusive one. Like I appreciate what you do in this community, man. Like look at your sub count on YouTube. That says it all. I'm not saying that jokingly. Yep. You have the worst stock of content out of anybody who has a YouTube channel. You don't have a damn video. You got over 140 subscribers. So that's a testament to how much you're appreciated in this community. So
Yep, no doubt.
What is he up to now?
Like 132, 137, something like that.
Yeah.
With not a single video.
With no videos.
Hopefully I'll be monetized before my video goes.
That'd be funny.
Paul wants to know what the art is on your shirt, Austin.
Oh, this is I don't know. It's not anything specific. It's just a cool shirt.
It is.
I've got nothing.
I thought it was like kind of the gorillas or something.
I guess it's a very similar art style to what is that guy's name? Jamie something, who does the gorillas, but no, it's not the gorillas. So what's going on, Mr. Shadow?
Not much, man. Not much at all. Just finishing up my work and stopped in for a few seconds. I was in earlier, and then I had to come back. I just had it all shaved off, so. Yeah.
I was going to ask, did you get a haircut or
I'm going back to my basic training days.
There you go.
With that shirt on, you'll be the most handsomest guy in the world.
I'm telling you, man. I just needed to get a little razor, and I'd be set.
Did anyone here other than Nick and myself see Venom yet?
No, not yet.
Don't go.
What?
Oh,
No,
really?
go.
I'm going to go see it tomorrow.
says
I'm
it's
headed out
awesome.
with my son. So my wife's headed out of town for the night, so my son and I are going to go see it.
All right, Austin, just remember, I told you not to go. Joe told you to go. So one of us is going to owe you your money back for the film.
Yeah, I'll send one of you the bill.
Yeah.
Joe,
And
the
we both
beginning
get a
of the quick movie review you did on your video, was that this morning? It's been a long day.
Yeah.
And you're like, and Venom pops out and goes, whoa. I mean, who wouldn't go see the movie after that review?
Yeah, I mean, go formulate your own opinion. And
Just in all sincerity, keep your expectations low, just for the sake of like not being overhyped for something you're not delivered. And just think about the first movie. Think about it a lot, because they went out of their way to improve on nothing from the first movie or do anything at all different from the first movie. And whether that's fine or not is not the point. I'm just saying that what you get in the first movie, like it.
So was it a fun movie? Was it at least a fun movie or a funny movie?
It was fun. Tons of comedy, tons of one-liners, bro humor, some innuendos.
You're literally explaining what makes this movie not good.
Well, I know.
You're literally explaining why it's not good.
I don't want to go in and see a bad movie that sucks ass that I'm not going to be able to at least laugh at afterwards and be like, yeah, this is waste of money. But you know what?
You hit this point in it, like when you finally just have face palmed enough, you just start chuckling, like, and not because the jokes are delivering, but because what else can you do?
Whatever. If you're an old school comic fan, you're going to get all the references, especially one particular one with a prisoner in Ravenclaw. His name's very important. Also, the detective's name is super important for a character.
I think I'm looking
in Ravenclaw, huh?
Yeah, Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah. Well, you sure it wasn't Slytherin? I'm not sure there.
Hufflepuff. I don't know. At one point, Venom put a hat on, and he had to go to a special school. and the dude with a lightning
his little
scarf
scarf on and-
shit.
See, for me, Venom's not supposed to be like funny like that. The whole like cooking breakfast, cooking a meal thing.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
dude, that just totally taking me out of it.
That wasn't even the lighthearted part of the movie. That was like when they were being serious.
Oh, really?
No,
I mean,
they were
dead,
being
yes, I mean
comical.
dead serious. That like
You're
the whole
dealing with
movie.
an alien that doesn't understand humanity in any way. All it can do is mimic what it sees.
You
It's
can put
symbiont.
lipstick on that turd as much as you want, Jay.
I'm not calling it the best movie. I'm not saying it's the worst movie. I will say you will laugh, and it's halfway enjoyable. It's a lot better than Captain Marvel.
Let's
What a
talk
low
about-
bar.
I put it out
Let's
there.
talk about what everybody really wants to know. That post-credit scene.
Yeah, what's up with the post?
I
Everyone
don't
knows
know.
what's up with the post.
I don't know if you guys are into spoilers and whatnot.
Oh, I don't get me
mind
personally.
spoiling
Yeah.
things because I'm rich and I do what I want.
All I would say is this is a simple reminder: the Sony deal is done. So
Sony
keep that in
deal is done.
perspective. Like that
So-
post-credit scene, without spoilers, without everyone's assuming that that's going to bring events one certain direction, but the Sony deal's done, so they're actually going the other way with that. Like that.
Look, the multiverse is happening. Spider-Man No Way Home is happening. And this is the springboard for it. The end credits is the springboard for it.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Think I'm going tomorrow with the wife.
And we all know who Venom's associated with in the MCU. Right? Like somebody tried to say that was the spoiling part that I put in the chat room. If you don't know, Spider-Man and Venom
We all bailed.
have a
Everyone
relationship
all the-
over the
all the large
years.
exodus from that group.
Oh, tell ya.
Yeah. I don't even know how I became part of that group. We just started getting alerts, and yeah, I don't know.
Because the person from that group just puts people in that group like just randomly.
You know what? That whole thing that
What is
happened
this?
tonight
What
was
group is this?
not that account holder's problem. It was some English dude, and as far as I'm concerned, we fought a war, so we don't have to listen to them fuckers. Hold on, I'll prove it.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh, what's he getting now? What's he have there in his office? Oh yeah, he's got his hat he bought from Colonial Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
You forgot the pipe, man. You forgot the little pipe, the little white pipe.
I imagine more that hat and a flute.
Yeah.
Off the field.
Stand up, one shot, kneel down, reload. Stand up, one
Oh,
shot,
rock a flute.
kneel down, reload.
The Williamsburg is actually pretty fun. Joe, well, all three of us went. Mike really wasn't into the whole historical aspect of Williamsburg. But like I said, I'm a West Coast guy. It's the first time I've ever been on the East Coast. So
It's if you've never been to
and-
Williamsburg, it is super cool. And unfortunately, when we were there during the week, they didn't have like a whole lot going on. Normally, when you go to this thing, you'll get like muskets firing and cannons going off, and like you get to see like a silversmith from back in the day. We did get to see the blacksmith, and they were kind of rocking it out. That dude was super cool. He chatted me up a little bit. So yeah, you get to see like, and these cats live that way. Like they make Amish people look like technically advanced future people.
Yeah. Lord.
we couldn't even put Mike in the stockades. Those were all
Yeah.
closed off too.
Yeah, Scott was. Yeah, Mike wasn't hearing it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to sit on the bench." In the shade. Have fun.
Yep. But man, we hit up quite a few comic book stores, some good, some bad, over there in Virginia.
3 a day.
Some
3 to
that
4
I would
a day.
not go back to.
Wow.
Some I would. So
Well, they can't all be winners, but you
Yeah.
never, you know, you can find gold in a shitty shop just like you can in a great shop. So
Yeah. Or in a movie.
you got to.
Yeah, even
But
at
yeah,
the
I mean, some of the
Virginia
shops
Antique
were just-
Mall, that's probably. I'm sorry.
It's
Go
another-
ahead, Huey.
no, Virginia Antique Mall, that was just all filler. That was just complete and utter filler. That was nothing. At least I didn't find any key issues there.
But some days, like I pulled a Fallout out of there one time, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's going to eBay." It wasn't even a thought. That's on eBay. It's so random because people just dump stuff in there, and the guy pays 50 cents a book. He doesn't research it. He just sticks them in random stacks out there. It is about as neutral as you can get. It's amazing.
That's the best. I wish I had shops like that around here.
Yeah.
We're too overpopulated. So too many people dig through them. By the time I get to them, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, same here.
All right, guys,
Until-
we got to bounce.
Until William Shatner pulls out a.
You got to go?
Yeah, Mama's upstairs. She waiting for Daddy.
It was too much info. But
see you in a couple minutes.
Sopranos movie.
Chip will be back on the show, though.
Yeah.
I think the 15th. He'll be a guest host on here, Blastin Action with us on the 15th. So we'll look forward to seeing you on here then, man.
Thank you.
We need to get
awesome. I
Nick's
appreciate
Kicks
it.
and Comics on the show too. I think he reads comic books. I know he does a lot of stuff with plastic and encasing it and shit like that. But if he reads a few, he can come on.
Yeah.
They haven't made plastic yet.
I remember when Joe was first going to come on here, Mike was asking me about Joe, and I said, well, that's fine. And then he says, well, what does Joe need to be on the show? And I said, well, at least a third grade reading level. That's all we ask. So
I lied.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Love y'all. Love your faces.
Good one, Joe.
You taking off, Joe? Oh, Joe's taking off. I'm
Joe's
gonna have to
taking
bounce off out of here too. I got to go watch an episode of Game of Thrones with the wife before I head to bed. I got to work tomorrow morning as well.
Nice.
So we'll definitely maybe get you on here, Nick, too. Maybe you come on and maybe later this month we'll reach out to you and see if you can get on here. That'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah.
And we're working on like Joe left already, so we're getting that cover done for the Blastin Stashin exclusive cover that Austin's working on for us. I'm not sure when we're going to have that released. Joe knows more information. Now, he's been working on behind the scenes with I forgot the creator's name. We actually ran into him at the comic book store. It was funny because we had him on the show. I talked to him on here. The dude's freaking tall, dude. I'm 6'4". This dude's towering over me by an inch or two, and he was in there like moving a comic book around for Delta Dogs. I'm like, hey Mike, go tell him we have an exclusive comic cover coming out, and it was a freaking writer and the creator of the book, and I didn't even know it. And so it was kind of cool to see him and chit chat with him and have lunch. So, but we'll be back on.
We can find the comic at.
Millennial Comics is where you can find that's our website where you can order all their books and stuff at, and that's where it should be. Like I said, when it gets released, I'm not sure when that's going to happen for sure. I know I need to get some of our logos to Joe so we can get it in the comic as well. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and bounce on out of here too. Go watch some Game of Thrones, and then get up for work and start my weekend after that. So, thanks everybody for jumping on, and we'll get you guys on here and. We'll see you next Friday, Mark, and see you the following week, Chip. Later, guys. So, whether you blast it, whether Stashin, happy reading. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.